Alright, let's give this a whirl. Let's see if things are going to work. I don't know what's going on, but things are just crashing all over the place for me at the moment. I had my PC all taken out yesterday for the Barnyard event, which we'll talk about soon. And I don't know whether something's been bumped in transit or what's going on, but we'll see what happens. How are we all doing anyhow? The game's loading at the moment in the background. I'm keeping an eye on performance and things like that, temperatures, and everything's like really happy on the loading screen. But as soon as the game cranks up, it actually starts ripping at, I don't know, it sounds like it's going to take off fan speeds and whatnot. So I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to try and troubleshoot it. Anyhow, how are we all doing? Nice to see you all. Thanks for hanging around and tuning in on your Sunday morning, Saturday evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. We'll get into things soon, hopefully. Fingers crossed it all stays happy down there. But yeah, nice to see you. G'day, Craig. Good to see you, mate. Thank you for the hat. Just talk for a little bit. Could do that too, Mark. I could bring up some pictures from yesterday. But yeah, thanks for the hat, mate. This new one for the collection, courtesy of Craig. It was a pleasure to meet you, and thank you again so much for making the effort to come all the way down from Rotorua to join us. G'day, Mark. Good to see you. We could just talk for a bit. Maybe just do it just chatting stream, eh? That'd be a bit strange. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know how I'd handle that one. G'day, Jimmy. Good to see you too. Welcome along. Big H, great to have you here as well. So we'll see what happens. We're almost at the loading stage, and things are quiet. GPU temperatures are good. CPU's good. I'll just keep an eye on what happens as soon as I click into the game. It's almost like there's some stress on it when the actual game starts up, which I suppose, that's when it's starting to do all the graphics processing. Wait and see. Wouldn't surprise me if you can hear it. Got up a bit early this morning and watched the Formula 1 sprint race, which was nice. Nice time for us. 6 a.m. race start. I missed the green light, but by the time I turned the TV on, they were on behind the safety car. So won't spoil it, and anyone hasn't seen it yet. But I did pretty much see the whole race, which was nice. We'll see what happens. Hey, Bo, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome along, mate, and thank you also to you for the effort you guys went to. Making the trip all the way down. I hope Floyd had a blast. I hope you had a good time too. Good to have you there. Right, there we go. We've got to 100%, and now the jet engines feels like it's going to take off. Temperatures on the graphics card are getting a bit higher. Press start and see what happens. So again, if I drop it, then they go high for a second and then they've dropped. It's weird. And they're getting back up a little bit. Alright, we'll see if we can make this work. Go and cool off. Cool the graphics card down by going in the water. You reckon that'll help? Possibly not. Laggy. I've been half tempted to actually go through and bring that up there. I've been half tempted to go through and actually reinstall the game, just completely wipe it, keep my mods, keep my controls, and just start from scratch with a new install. So I might even think about doing that before the Highlands Fishing comes out. We'll see what happens. You've been having a fair few problems since update 1.13. Performance has been terrible for you. Yeah. But the problem is, what happens is I'll get the computer will go really loud, and then my screens, both monitors will just go black, and I can still hear, game sound still comes through. But the only way I can restart my PC is actually pressing the reset button on the top or doing a few full power cycle. And I've gone into the logs and sort of tried to troubleshoot it through Google and following the chain through logs and things like that, but nothing seems to work. I've been tempted to get another fan just to blow air into the PC to see if it's an overheating thing. I wonder if it's a issue with my CPU needing more thermal paste or something on it. I don't know. I don't even know which fans it is that are starting to really cool. I've got the side of the... Actually, I can pull the other side off. I've got the side of the PC off at the moment. Do you know what I found yesterday? I can actually take the top off. but just to try and get more air into it. But that's no good either because I know it gets full of dust. So I don't know. Anyhow, let's see how we go. We'll go and do some work and figure out what's going to happen. So on the farm at the moment, we've got field 10s ready to be planted and field 11s ready to be harvested. Other than that, we've got potatoes growing over on these sides, got the grass down here, field growing there, which has some wheat in it, and the grass down there is showing up as ready, but if it's anything like the other grass, it's probably got another growth cycle to go on it. I have been keeping them up to date. I think I'm reasonably up to date, Jimmy, but it's a good point. Let's see if there's an update. I'm pretty sure I updated them when Battlefield came out, but I'll have to find out. Who knows? I'll start up another app now, and that'll probably be causing all sorts of other issues. We won't do that. But yeah, grass is probably ready to go. We've also now got a oil mill on the farm, so that's for taking all the canola. And once we get potatoes, then we can get a crisps factory or chip factory or whatever you want to call it. So I haven't actually been and have a look at this yet. Have a look. Here we go. A bit gloomy. It's 11:30 in January, so it is a bit gloomy. But yeah, here we go. Oil mill, canola oil being produced. So next round of potatoes, we'll be able to do crisps. Isn't it funny now? Graphics card down to 69 degrees, 72, 73. It goes up when I look at the sun. I wonder if it's just the fog intensity. That's probably the rendering of that. Probably going to have some contribution to it, isn't it? Play without fog. Maybe I need to change my settings to reduce the fog density down. We'll have a look. Anyhow, we'll sort it out. And let's just have a look. Yeah, I do have it. Looks like I do have an update on my drivers. Only from Tuesday, so I'm not that far out of date. Thought I was pretty close. And often the updates are just to do with game releases and that. I'm sure there'll be performance fixes. Anyhow, that's something to try. Right. Let's see you go and do some work. Go sit in a vehicle and drive until we crash computer or equipment. Go and find out what we're going to do. Right. Let's see. I'm going to gamble on the fact that there's a combine sitting here ready to go. So let's make our life easy. Let's do this for a second. Right, we're good to go in cab. Good. I've been enjoying my in-cab driving. What I don't have. I still don't want to add money. Change field of view in here. Oops, I want to go the other way. That'll do. Might be the sweet spot. Start off out this way and get going, but controller's not on. I haven't set my wheel back up yet, so that's one thing I haven't done from yesterday. So here we go. Alright, let's crank that up. Hanson got disconnected. It's unusual. Turned in here. We'll set up some guided steering. Getting straw swath down, which is good. I think they might actually be baling in that other field because I know there was straw that needed to be picked up on that. Let's go 3 headlands. Okay. And listen to the fans cranking up over there. Oh goodness. Do I work for McLaren? Possibly. Mr. Briscoe, how you doing, buddy? See your name pop up in there. How are you? Great to see you. Hope you're having a good weekend. All good, bud. I know you were talking to me yesterday about your internet and having to make some improvements there for that. So, all good. He was buzzing for the rest of the day. He's still in bed, so we've worn him out. Hard case. Cool little kid. Cool young man. I don't think having game settings too high because a black screen game would just crash first. Likely a GPU issue, but I'd try resetting the RAM and CPU and replace the CPU. Yeah. I think it's just probably a case of pulling some things out and redoing them. To be fair, I've never ever pasted a CPU, so that could be an interesting procedure too. Maybe a bit of research into that before I go ahead and do it. I'm sure it's easy. I'm sure it's straightforward enough. Plenty of people have done it in their lives, but goodness. Some wild birds in the trees, just to disturb them. Goodness. I thought no, but it's a server sync. I can't see. Alright. I don't need the map up down the bottom. Just do a little bit of work on cab for a little bit. So we are 50% full. So hopefully we've got someone over there in a trailer. We will. That game is incredibly noisy. Yeah. I'm just trying to remember if it does it. It seems to be more so when I have a combination of things going, although it did crash yesterday. And actually this is a good reason to think it's the PC and not the game, is it crashed yesterday. I hadn't noticed it, but it did it right at the end of my event. After everyone had left, I went to pack up and it was black screen then, and that was running FS22. So it may well be more of a PC issue than a game issue, just because of that reason. And it seems to relate to when I'm running OBS and that sort of thing too. Wouldn't do any harm doing a fresh Windows install. Oh, yeah, that one does scare me, Jimmy. A greater way to do that. Right, 78%, 80% full. Trailer. It's good yielding crop though. Fishing takes a lot of power. So yeah, anyhow, the event yesterday was an absolute blast. Stress levels were through the roof at some stages. Things didn't go 100% to plan, which I'm not too disappointed about. It was all things to learn from. Okay, I guess I'm a trailer. But all in all, I think everyone seemed to have a really good day. Fresh install is the last resort, yeah. We'll figure it out. Yeah, but everyone, it just went really well. The museum we went to, if anyone is ever in the Manawatu and hasn't been to the Coach House Museum, highly recommend it. Huge collection of John Deere tractors in there. Talks about the history of farming and agriculture and sort of the development of the land, and because we're such an agricultural region, it's, you know, talks about the sawmills and the clearance and how they lived, and, you know, looks at the equipment they used to use back in the day. So there's a lot of horse-drawn equipment in there for harvesting and hay and old milling equipment, right through to, you know, 1960s, 1970s John Deere's, and there's a huge collection. I was actually blown away with how many there are sitting in there. John Deere tractors of varying shapes and sizes, a couple of old John Deere combines, yeah, a whole lot of other stuff. It's pretty cool. Yeah, we had, I ended up having 3 game setups going, 2 running bale stacking in FS22, and then we were very fortunate to have access to Highlands fishing as well. So that was one of the little perks I had. Excuse me, that's our door slamming in the breeze. I hadn't had the chance. I hadn't promoted it because I didn't know if it was going to work until the day before. But I worked with Kermit and we remote desktoped from my PC in New Zealand to his work PC in the States. To take a look and share a little bit about Highlands fishing. So nothing anyone hadn't seen in terms of if you'd been to Gamescom and had the opportunity to see the game there. But it was cool just to have a little bit of a look around. To be perfectly honest with you, I didn't really get a chance. I tabbed through some of the vehicles and saw the boat and that sort of stuff. But yeah, it was kind of cool to give people a chance to have a little bit of a look at the upcoming DLC. So it was something I wanted to, and part of the reason we had the event at this time of year is something I wanted to try and do. I didn't know if it was going to work, but it seemed to work out all right. yeah, the young ones, and it was cool. You know, people, a lot of younger enthusiastic players, which is pretty cool. And TRC Tractors, where we held it, were just super hosts. They spent most of the morning while I was setting things up. They were moving tractors around in the yard, and they created this cool display of all of these vultures and Fents and Massies that everyone could have a look at. And yeah, it just felt like a cool little spot for everyone to come along and experience. So yeah, well worth it. It's good fun. Recommended to do a fresh Windows install every 12 months. You do end up with a whole lot of baggage. I have noticed that. Like, I use a app called Spacemonger, which scans your drives and then tells you sort of what all the different folders do, and it's a cool way to visually look at your hard drive and what's being stored on it and what is taking up all the space. And I quite often use that to weed out, for want of a better description, or tidy up the hard drive just to free up some space. And the amount of Windows files is just astonishing. I wonder if we can get that tractor in here. Can that put it down? Yeah. Do it before the tree. There we go. I honestly didn't go in and I know they had that in the workshop, Craig, but I didn't actually get it and have a look at that one. But yeah, that'll look good when it comes out. Vultures have really grown on me as a tractor, and particularly having seen more of them in the flesh. The colour range on them, like the personalisation from that point of view, is pretty cool. And the I kind of like the fact that Vulture don't have a, Fence green, Massey's red, Deutz is mainly green, they do the black, but John Deere's green, Case is red. That's what it is. Whereas Vulture's got just this cool range of colours. And so there was a whole lot of, there was the T175s, I think they were, a whole lot of those just there in different colourways and different configs. Very cool. One Vulture there that had tyres that were probably 600 mils wide, were they? Big wides on the back. Looked really good too. Yes, I was already talking to them at the end yesterday, Craig, about what we're going to do next. So I come up with some plans and maybe do something with them around the field days next year, or I don't know. See. Good fun though. Good fun. Like I said though, stressful and definitely outside my comfort zone, but all in all, I thought it went as well as it could. So. Thanks everyone who came along. I did grab some footage throughout the day. I know Mrs. Ainsley grabbed a little bit too, and there's a few photos in that, so I'll put together a short little summary video of it as well, just to give those of you who weren't able to make it just a bit of a idea on what we did. No, I didn't see that either, Craig. No, so when we were in Fent last year, they actually had a sim rig set up with a seat, so you could actually play Farming Simulator using the joystick steering, using the actual seat. So they had that set up as a demo, which was kind of cool. So I did have a play on that then, but I haven't actually seen it in an actual tractor. When we were packing up, one of the guys let our boys to help him drive a couple of the tractors back around to tidy up. Quite cool. Yeah, no, they seem pretty excited about it and thought it went really well and keen to do something else again in the future, which is neat. we'll see what might come of it. And the other benefit of it all now is I've got some experience in it and can, hopefully do something similar in other parts of the country. And, some feedback and, photos and things like that to show to, if I get in touch with a dealership in Canterbury or someone in Waikato or something like that, be able to show them what we did, what it's all about. And some proper feedback. To that point, I was going to ask Bo and Craig and some of the others who were there if you had the time to give a little little paragraph and review about the event. That'd be cool just to have as well, just to put into any future presentations that I might put together about promoting something like this. Right on time, Jimmy. That was perfect. Yeah, they were super accommodating. It's cool. G'day, Chad. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. Welcome. Took a while, but we're up and going. Getting some work done. Gonna lag our way around the corner. Whack the brakes on. This is not going to go well. Get back in for a second. At least we didn't go too far. That was server lag too, because my internet and connection to OBS seemed pretty stable the whole way through that. So I must have freestyled around the corner last time and didn't quite have it lined up. The other thing I discovered and learnt was probably the timing of the event wasn't the best. With Friday and yesterday were probably the first two back-to-back beautiful weather days that we've had locally for about 3 weeks. And as I was driving home last night, I probably went past 3 different silage crews flat out. So clearly a busy time of the year, and particularly with the weather being the way it's been, that could have affected some people attending too, busy with work. So, a few little things to do. But it was good. It was good fun. Alright, need to change that Nightbot because it should be talking about Highlands fishing coming soon. Saw loads working into the night on the way home. Yeah, you would have too. Yeah. And mine was a 15-minute drive. You had a 4-hour drive. Definitely much easier packing up and shipping out than it was getting everything set up on the way in. We were probably had everything in the back of vehicles within 15 minutes. A few more hands to do it as well. I had the boys there to help lift some stuff around, so that definitely made a difference. It's good fun. All right. Around the corner here and we'll be able to unload again. I do see Jimmy's still sitting there in my wing mirrors. It was interesting actually. One of the things I noticed with some of the boys who were more experienced with farm sim doing the bale stacking, they were all about in-cab views. Whereas I struggled to stack in-cab. Well, I lose my reference of where the forks are, but these boys who had experience driving tractors, 12, 13-year-olds, were pretty smart in the way they were operating, which was quite cool. Hey Aaron, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Tate, welcome along, buddy. Good to have you here. I'm sure there would be. We've got this field needing prepped, and so we've got Hanson's probably running bales back and forth. I think Big H is baling, but we're going to end up with this field's going to need baling, and then we're going to have that field to mulch and lime and plant again, and then this field to lime, mulch and plant. So if you want to join, otherwise, feel free to just hang out and chat and tell us your life story if you want. I'm nervous when I hear these fans getting louder and louder. Right, there we go. We'll let Jimmy go off and dump that load. He's 96% full, so almost there. Keep working. Just finished watching the post show for the sprint race. Oh, nice. I haven't watched that. I did manage to squeeze the sprint race in before going live. Looks like I am sitting right on top of the header, aren't I? A bit of extra protein in the wheat. That's what it's all about. My finger. Oh, that's not on the headland. Right. Picked up a row rather than a headland, I think there. That's okay. Figure it out. Harvest going on again locally after some rain earlier this week. Drones at the repair shop. Oh no. Is it a user error, Tate? Or something else? Hey there, Cher, how you doing? Nice to see you. Hope you're having a good weekend. Now, if anyone's looking for something to do this afternoon, probably not the best time for Europe, but I know our good friend Kiwi Sim Farmer is going to be on the BDD gaming channel, having an interview with him, doing the same sort of thing that I did a month or two ago now. So if you're looking for something to watch a little bit later on, I recommend tuning into that and supporting Kiwi Sim Farmer. You hit a branch last year and one of the rotor arms broke. You've been limping it along, but it's gotten worse and you feel safe for running it anymore. Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. Rotor arms broke. That's must have been a decent bit of tree that you hit. The event went really well, Cher. It's just been talking about that a bit, but yeah, it was awesome. Definitely learned a lot about doing something like that. I need to write some notes about what to do a little bit better. I think I need just a little bit more support. Like, we got back from the museum. The museum was really cool. It was definitely well worth it. Just to add something more to it. But just I got back, went off for 2 seconds to go to the bathroom, I think, and we were going to do a little bit of a sort of Q&A and that kind of thing. But by the time I'd done that, I came back out and the kids who were there were already straight into the bale stacking. So that was cool. They just enjoyed playing some of the game and using the steering wheel and trying to set some speeds for things. Still like to say I think I was the fastest bale stacker there, so I'll take that. as a win. Old dog still got it. Popped it out of the socket. Ah, right. Bit of a dislocation then. Played on with a little bit of an injury, but needed some end of season rehab. Hey. But yeah, no, it was good. And TRC Tractors, where we held it, the local Fent, Vulture and Massey dealer, they were super awesome, and you know, they were super supportive, and everything went really well, and they're already keen to explore maybe some future things we could do. So, which is kind of cool. And it'd be cool to be able to take that back and actually, you know, chat to the Giants guys as well and say, look, you know, these guys were really stoked with how it went, and see how it can help support their brand and their image, and just be something, a bit of a point of difference to what others might do. So maybe be able to get a bit more support from that side of things too. So see how we go. See how we go. Not long got in from Will. I hope you had a good day at work. Share. You know, it's funny actually. I was I didn't chat, but I was kind of half watching Kiwi Sim Farmer's stream last night, and I think I saw you say that you were off to work. So there you go. Right. So we've got Big H, Henson, and Jimmy in help giving us a hand today. Wheat to harvest, a field. Well, we've got lots of straw to bale. The other field had straw on it too, the one just on the other side of those trees there in front of us. That was all ready to bale, and that will now need lime, mulching, and seeding, and then this field's going to need baling, lime, mulching, and seeding. So they need to keep us busy. That all we were going out. There it is. Who are you going to be? The trailer's yielding really well. And good. 5 days off. Yay. Yeah, for days off. Hey, Blogstar, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Welcome along. Hey, Floyd, how you doing, buddy? Good morning, mate. Hope you had a good day yesterday, my friend. Did you get your McDonald's on the way home? Oh, nice. Welcome, Tate. Interesting. So this corresponds with when Henson joined, was when we got that last bit of lag. So just after Tate's joined, we've just had a little bit of server lag. Interesting. Jimmy's hiding my sins there. Thank you, Jimmy. Getting rid of the mist crop. You have another blanket under construction. Yay, is that Farmer Sim's blanket? I think he said you were doing one for him. Farmer Sim, nice one. I can't bring myself, I know you've made it for Stella, I can't bring myself to give it to her because I feel like she's going to rip it to shreds. Right, I think we lift this up. Oh, there we go, it's Jimmy. Alright, we'll run down the end here. I was going to turn around, but seeing he's back already from unloading, might as well. Turn that off. We're driving around with our auger out. Ideal. Let's just drop a full load here in. This is where my depth perception fails me. Am I close enough? I am. Get this unloaded because I thought I might rip down the middle of the field and I didn't want to end up doing a section that I couldn't unload on. So let's head back on. Just going to press. No, it's picking up on the one we've already done. As we're having the lines turned off isn't ideal. Because you kind of end up second guessing where you need to go. We're ending up with the worst row of shame ever just there. But I think this is because this headland pass is on the angle compared to the rest of the field, so tidy that up when we get back down the other end. I can reach it today, Share, because I'm not behind my steering wheel. Check out this. The card Share sent me. Very cool. Which, if you haven't seen as well, this. There you go. Oh, I'm going to cut it out. I've got to sit behind it. The AI's cutting it out, but try it around the other way so you can't see where it's stitched together. Check out this blanket Share made and sent over to me. Very cool. Argosy Gaming colours. It's meant to be for Stella, but at the moment, where's my game gone? That button. Oops. So put it back behind my chair. But it's sitting over the back of my chair at the moment. A very cool card. And some lovely words on it too. Where's Tim to witness the row? It was a strip of shame. It's only annoys Tim if I don't tidy it up afterwards. Alright. Hey, we're gonna make it through. This is one thing that, I don't know, I know you can change it, I always forget to, but having straight rows rather than the ones that follow the edge. Rather I went straight through, but anyhow. This is what it is. I'll tell you what, yesterday though, it took the wind out of me. I think I left home at 9 o'clock in the morning. I was running around all morning getting things sorted. The event started at 12:30, so I had about three and a half hours of setup. We finished things up about 4. Was packed up and home by about 4:30. Then had an hour and a half at home before having to head out for my brother's birthday. And then I think we got home again after going out for dinner at about 8:30 and kind of sat down and ended up in bed by 10:30 last night. It was unheard of for me on a Saturday evening. It was definitely needed. Oh, I've got all sorts of issues going on with my road there. Yeah, it was a full-on day yesterday, and definitely the pressures of hosting something like that, you're kind of mentally going all the time. A long busy day it was, Mark, it certainly was. Well worth it though. Good morning, Stuart, how you doing? Good to see you. You did get your McDonald's, Floyd, I'm pleased. Glad to hear that. It would have been a great end to a great day. Oh, I'm pleased to hear it, Stuart. Pleased to hear it. Alright. Just a messy little corner. Sorry to who was running the baler. Do that. What's going on here? Alright. You see AD lines all through this field, don't? Oh no, I don't have AD on. The other one. No, please don't be me, please don't be me, please don't be me. Right, let's chop. I reckon if I go through about here, then we'll probably get all the way down to the top end of the field, maybe. You saw who the community cultivator is in your country, now waiting for him to set something up. I'd love to see what he comes up with, Yoren. I really would. You'll be at a pancake house. One of them must be because he's still in bed. Floyd. We were all pretty tired after yesterday, to be honest. He'll probably just make you go to llama or something, Yoren. So it was all his idea. Alright. And Jimmy's trying to read my mind as to where I'm going to go next. Farming country is plenty to see and do, but you're up for pancakes. Alright, is that us? Let's see if they get any here on the edge. Yeah, sorry, Jimmy. We're going to kind of go round this last little bit. And we'll do the short bits up the other side. Here he is. Hey, Kiwi Sim Farmer. Good morning, mate. Welcome along. How you doing? Are you all prepped for your big interview this afternoon? You chat with BDD? Should be good fun. I'll try and tune in for some of it at least. Hop in and show you some support for my Kiwi friends. Good to hear, mate. Good to hear. You've made a blanket for Mr. CDP. Nice. Nice. Put an onion on it, Share. Just stitch a little onion in the corner. Alright, looks like our bale crew's moved into the next one. Just getting full. Mulching over there. What a busy little field this is. Gonna ask if it was in the shape of an onion. That was an absolute hoot last week. It's hard to think it was a week ago, but it was so much fun. Such a cool bunch of people to hang out with and do stupid stuff. Something we need to do more of. It'd be cool, I'd love to see it. Alright, almost full on the trailer. It's done. Yeah, okay. Not quite. Near enough. Alright. I'm gonna figure out what we're gonna do with all the straw. I'm sure we've got millions of litres of straw here. Yeah. Much of everything going on here. 2.2 million litres of straw. A million litres of silage. 666,000 litres of hay. Starting to get up on wheat a little bit. Oh yeah, not too much. It's just what we've taken today. Barley's sitting there in storage. Of course, we're just floating through January, so anything we harvest now, if we're going to sell at the best price, prices are trending down, so we're going to have to wait till 12 months effectively for those. Yeah, it's up to you guys, Jimmy. If we don't need it, it must be worth getting a big truck and trailer or something that can haul a few more bales than that bale trailer can. Make it worthwhile. Listened to an album today and has an Australian singer playing a radio host during the final moments. Thought it was Argsy. I'll have to try and find that and have a listen, Ewan. Hard case. This is bizarre. I've just tabbed through between... Nothing's changed in terms of what I'm running in the background. But my temperatures have dropped from sitting around high 70s, low 80s to below 70 at the moment. On my GPU, my graphics card. It's slowly climbing up, but I wonder why that might have been. Hello, Stella. Let's say hello to the people. Let's say hello. Let's say hello. Oh, no. Gone again. There we go. Now it's right back up. And the fans don't work. Oh, am I backing into someone? Oh, there's a trailer there. I saw the baler going the other way, but I hadn't seen the trailer come behind. Sorry, Jimmy. See you later, Floyd. Oh. Okay. Now's the time I disclose that I'm a voiceover actor. Mike Mills. And the songs no one will hear. Probably why I was on it, then I thought no one would hear it. My secret was safe. Apparently not. Yes. You know, that is actually not a word of a lie. They had a Vulture set up yesterday. Was it a white one now? On a Pottinger baler. I'm going to have a look now at my photos. See what colour the Vulture was. Do you remember, Craig? It was too. Find you one of the photos. What are the chances? Give me a look. Vulture and a Pottinger baler. Literally the same as what we're running out there at the moment. Very cool. Morse code. And more annoying time on you. Almost empty, but not quite. Was white. Was a very cool piece of kit. Right, what are we? One more pass back down here. We get this lined up right then, don't we? That'll do, donkey. It was a fantastic day, Kiwi. It really was. Pretty much went how I hoped it would. A few lessons learned, a few things to improve for next time, but all in all, everyone seemed to have a blast, which was cool. Right. Lagging? Lagging? No. Little lag, that's okay. We can handle it. I'm gonna have to take a screenshot of that and send it to the guys from TRC. Probably won't believe me that that's how we had set up before today. I tried to, Mark. Tried to. A little bit. I don't know what happened there. Sorry. Oh, because the rose golf on a slight angle. Jimmy, right. What have we got to tidy up? A little bit here. Someone must have run over a messy bit down the bottom, so that's gone. But yeah, no, I got a little bit. We'll put together something. Yes. Can you make me a coffee, please? Orange, you might have to get them out of the cupboard. There's none in there. Thank you. Oh. Stella got a certificate from Ag Day at school yesterday. It's the kids' Ag Day. Got a certificate for participating in the pet parade. She did a little agility course, which I didn't see, but apparently she did really, really well on it. Amazing what a couple of strategically positioned dog treats will do for you. No. Oh, no, it's a lot orange and grey. G'day there, Corp. How you doing? Pleasure to see you, my friend. Now all we need is Tate in here doing the headland with the mulcher, and it would have been the perfect image. Oh, and Jimmy beside us. You alright, mate? How are you, Corp? You doing well, mate? You alright? I think you were you off to doctor's appointment for your wife last time we talked. You all good? I'm still asleep. You're doing okay, some health issues from your cough. Complications from your cough. Doing okay. Good to hear, mate. Hang in there. Alright, we're getting through this, so once we're done here, one of us can jump into doing some lime. The other can start some seeding, I suppose. Or whether we've got direct seeders. Have to have a think about what we're going to put into these fields. Do we have any plans? Maybe some more canola. Keep the canola, keep the oil mill running. Or did you double press it with the big one? Thank you. It's a full coffee and a hot coffee. Ooh. Killing zombies and blowing up tanks. Funny. I'm not gonna lie, I have been enjoying Battlefield 6 more than I should. It's been good fun actually. Where are we? Like, Yorga at still. Yeah, it's been good fun. I'm enjoying it. No one else has played it, but well worth checking out. Get some mates who play it and get into a squad with them. It can be good fun if you communicate, work together. Kiwi, the one thing I had managed to keep as a little bit of a surprise about yesterday was we had the Highlands fishing there to be played. So Giants had conveniently allowed me to have access to Kermit's computer in the States remotely, and he was running the game for us to play, so I didn't actually personally get a chance much to look at it or play it, but it was just something a bit different there to have a look at and experience. Have a look at the boats and some of the fishing stuff there. Very cool. We've only got awkward short rows on this. That's good. Yeah, I didn't realise that. Got a tractor on my right side, I don't think there is. The auguring just to avoid any catastrophe. Battlefield 2. Come a long way since then, Yarn. Hey there, Elder, how you doing? Nice to see you. Oh, Chris joining in. There you go, you're a full house. Yeah, it was very cool. Great to have them. I'll need to give them a little bit of a sit rep about how it all went. I think the best part about it was getting that first one. You know, the first one's always like, oh, is it going to work? You got all these ideas and things you want to do, but is it actually going to be what you want it to be? Catch you later, Tate. Thanks for jumping in and lending a hand, my friend. Catch you again soon, mate. Keep in touch. So you'd enjoy Battlefield from being able to get into the tanks and that. Cool. Do that. Right. Are we back? Looks like we're back. How frustrating. So this is the funny part. I wasn't doing anything differently. Just playing along, driving along, minding my own business. Rather annoying. Alright, we'll try and get back into the game. Try and get back into the game and see what happens. Literally nothing. No evidence. So this is the funny thing, Yarn. It's not. Like, as soon as it happened, I put my hand down and none of the fans were blowing out hot air. But it probably is. Probably something with the PC getting too hot. It's just going into a stop. We're going to wreck something mode, but I can't figure out what it is. So we're just going to, I'll have to pull things out. Might be time to, saying earlier, might be time to learn how to repaste a CPU and make sure all the RAM's in properly and graphics cards seated properly and just make sure everything's working correctly. Scare the PC with a BFH. Yeah, I googled it. I was like, wonder what the options were. I don't want to do that. Last one I haven't done a Windows reinstall since I got the PC Elder, so that could be an option. Could be something to consider. We'll see. I was doing it before I took it away, Craig, but that may not have helped it. I'm pretty sure I put it by an exhaust one. Like I've got the side of my PC's open at the moment. Jimmy, I put it underneath the graphics card, next between the back vent and the back of the radiator that's over the heatsink that's over top of the CPU. Turn it off and on again. That's the usual solution. Share. It turns itself off, and then I have to turn it on again. But yeah, I don't know. I have to have a look at what doing a Windows reinstall. I wonder if I set up a dedicated server standalone would help. Well, this is running off a dedicated server. It's not hosted on my game. I mean, it's a single PC set up for streaming and gaming, which doesn't help. But I know some people, like another guy who streams through, uses his laptop as a stream PC and a gaming PC, so maybe I could do that. But also doesn't seem like it would potentially help. Wouldn't be ideal anyhow. Yeah. Could be that simple as that, Jimmy. Take it, unplug it all, and pull pieces out and push them back in. So we'll see how we go. We got an hour of gaming in then at least. That's funny. Sometimes it'll do it as well. It'll do it within, like this morning when it first did it within 5 minutes of starting the PC up, and then did it just before I started streaming. Then it did it again 5 minutes into the stream, and then I've had it done for longer. Having the side open will affect the airflow. Yeah, but see, the thing is, my case doesn't have a lot of airflow to drag air in, and I don't think any of the fans that are in it actually pull air in. I'm pretty sure the fan's on the back. Like, it's got a fan over top of the GPU and the heatsink. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I've got fans blowing in the wrong direction. Maybe the one on the back, which is pushing air in, is working against the one over the GPU, which is pushing air out. Maybe they're not working together. Maybe that's something to have a look at, see which way they're blowing and flowing. So, if it crashes again, I will say goodbye to you all, and I'll do some work, get some canned smoke and check airflow. That's a good idea. I'll just light a match. Right, let's look. That's working. This is pretty much where I left it. Look at that. Oh, and Ben's joined. Oh, and I've got to restart that too. Alright. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Ugh. Who left that bale there? That was inconvenient. Might even be just a case of getting another fan on it or something like that. From the front to the back. That's what that's what I thought it would be. I gave them to you when we hopped out of the car. I was holding on to them and then I gave them to you. I gave them to you. I put them in your hands. Back in the case in my car. Air should move from the front to the back. Yeah, so I don't have a front fan that pushes air in. Bottom to top. There's a fan on the rear. There's the CPU fan, and then the graphics card's got its fans on it as well. And that's it. And I mean, the thing is, it's been fine up until now. I mean, it doesn't mean it's perfect, but we'll see. I think if I go round this bale. Get in there. There we go. Alright. Good YouTube video about cooling with smoke test to show what's happening. I might have to do a spend a bit of time maybe later this afternoon and see if I can nut that out. Because I've been able to play, like Battlefield, I've been able to play uninterrupted. Jay's 2 cents. Okay, I'll go and take Jay's 2 cents. You had Corp. I don't know if you'd ever sent it since you've had the additions done to it. Didn't you get some extra parts on it or something? I think you sent me one when you first got it. The thing is, I don't want my case to be open market. That's the problem. It's kind of a stopgap. I felt like it used to overheat, but nothing. I don't know. Nothing feels hot. I used to be able to put my hand down there and it would feel like hot. Yeah. Anyhow, I'll figure it out. Changed the steps to a better one and added a bed cover. Nice. A few days after you got it, it snowed. Did it perform well in the snow? Alright, tidy up our little embarrassing rows there. And then we'll go do that wedge, and then we've got one pass left to do. We're going to plan. Run through and harvest the harvested part just to try and put these. Not that we really need it. There's a little bit of straw on top of the existing swath. The baler can pick it up. It's funny, I've never had any issues with Revit crashing PCs. You're on. One drop it. Oof. Oh well. Didn't quite work the way I wanted it to. A few bales out there. I know Hanson's obviously selling them, so he's not quite keeping up. It's just fine. Jay's 2 cents. Let's see if I can remember that. Well, to be fair, the computer's now 5 years old. Mark. So it could be something. It could even be something that's taken a little knock and the thermal paste isn't contacting properly or something. It might be it wasn't installed properly, and as games are getting more intensive and could be something as a driver I don't have up to date. No. We'll get to the bottom of it though. All else fails, it's a good excuse for a new PC, right? I could have a 2 PC setup. Just after warranty. It always happens just after warranties wear off. Yeah, it could be anything. It could be like, I wonder, I'm just trying to remember when I cleaned it out last, because I quite often get in and dust it. I wonder if it was whether I bumped something then. Right, anyhow, that is all the wheat harvested. It's good. We'll go in and get this all tidied up. Needs a wash and definitely needs a refuel. A heater trailer just there, so we'll put this on the back of that. In fact, I think we'll go and, while we've got this here, we'll go and service it all and then we'll go and that up. While that's doing that, I think, oops. Now we'll give it a clean. I saw a great meme the other day of someone who was just washing their vehicle and they just held the pressure washer in one spot and it had a real clean spot in the middle. It was like, why is this not cleaning? Why is this not working? No, I don't actually corp. I could have a look at that. Something I could monitor more and might be able to isolate it. Oops. Isolate it to whether it's a CPU or a GPU issue. The logs, the Windows logs are terrible. I've tried looking through the event finder and see what might be causing the issue. See, like doing this task, it's quiet as. So, who knows? All right. Alright, what's the plan for planting? What are we going to put in these fields? I'll have to figure out how to do a Windows install. Because I bought it pre-installed. Don't have any media to install it with, I don't know. What we can do with that, but anyhow. Oh, Jimmy's gone. Oops. Let's connect that. There we go. It's going to switch into spot. What on earth has that been? Where the heck did that come from? That's a bigger tractor than we meant to have on these farms, my friend. Just need a flash drive to reinstall Windows, as your key is usually tied to the motherboard once you've activated it. Okay, I'll have to have a look. I do have a spare USB drive, yes. I don't think my hard drive was partitioned, to be honest, because it's all installed. If I look at my Windows, I know I've got a 1 terabyte SSD, and the local disk is the only one in there. It's saying reporting 930. Anyhow, I'll do some playing around. Options to repair as well. Okay. I might have to do some research into some of those things. Right. So Ben's picked up a contract ploughing, so he's come and got our plough and put it on the back of that beast of a tractor. Alright. You have another drive that isn't showing, you need to format it in. No, I've only got one hard drive, only one SSD on it. I actually went to try and put a second hard drive on it, but apparently what I figure out, my motherboard was too old running Windows 11 to have the hard drive I had. Can't remember what the issue was. It was something, anyhow. Right, leave it down here. What do we think? Are we going to plant? Do we have a planter? We must have a planter. We've had corn before, haven't we? No, maybe we haven't. Let's have a look. What are our options? Seeder, and that's it. So we're seeding. Okay. Do it. Hey Kiwi Gaming, how you doing, mate? Yesterday was a blast. Yeah, it went really well, thank you. Shame you weren't able to make it, but that's what happens. But yeah, we know we do. Everyone seemed to have a great time, which was cool. Didn't quite go as long as I thought, so people started getting off a little bit sooner, but yeah, the kids all seem to have a fun time, and adults seem to as well. A couple of older sort of farmers who brought grandkids or their kids along, and yeah, it would be nice to have a chat to them about farm sim and all of the things that go with it. Actually, I wonder, has anyone spread lime on these fields yet? I wonder if I'm jumping the gun and we should be putting some lime on them first. I just had to get into your BIOS and turn on the TPM2 for installing Windows 11 at work. Never mess with BIOS, too crazy for your last PC. Yeah, I get lost when I look at the BIOS as well. Yeah, it's a struggle for me. Right, I reckon we're going to put some canola in. Now, let's just have a look. Did we need to? pH. Good, okay, perfect. Depends where you look. YouTube is your friend. TPM2. Now what's the, but I'm trying to remember, Battlefield to install needed a security protocol turned on your BIOS, so I had to go through and change something. for a secure boot. I can't remember what that was called. Right, well we can line this afterwards, so let's jump in and do some seeding. Yeah, no, it was a good learning experience for me, Kiwi gaming. Learned a whole lot. Would do some things slightly differently in the future, but not hugely differently. Yeah, no, it was good fun. Good fun. About as well as I could expect. Okay, so we're not direct drill. Ah. Or do I just need to turn it on? No, we are direct drill. I just have to turn it on. Good one. Rocky. Right, this must go faster than 6. Why is my cruise control not going up? It's the wrong button. Here we go. Right, let's get into it. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll get to the bottom of it. I reckon I'll... What do you think is my best course of action? Am I better to clean everything out and check airflow before I do any changes? Should I install something to monitor my temperatures a little bit closer and see if I can figure out if it is a temperature related thing? Or should I just go through and do the easy things first, which is to check everything's seated correctly and I don't need to make any changes to componentry installation? That's 4 pings. Or should I just go through and do a Windows repair and maybe reinstall? Because if I reinstall Windows, that just changes all the Windows. So I'd keep all of my files and folders and everything like that, wouldn't I? So I wouldn't need to back things up. I know. Hang on. First, yes, I should back things up, I know that. But if there's things I'm not 100% worried about, if I lost it, would it be okay just to keep it there? Both. I said 5 things, Corp. Or do I just bite the bullet and put a donation tag on my, like a goal for donations on my monitor, on my screen for streams, and say I need a new computer? Please fund me into it. Always back up important stuff. Yeah, most of my important stuff is on Drive anyhow, so it's all cloud backed up. I'm not too worried about that. Describe what happens. Okay. So I'm playing the game like I am right now. I can hear my fans. At the moment they're working a little bit harder than normal and can get a little bit loud. But all that happens is literally I'll be sitting here playing and the screens go blank or black. The computer gets really loud. The fans sound like they're working really heavily. Game sound still plays, so I can still hear some audio for maybe 5 seconds, and then everything just drops. But the computer sounds like it's still running. The fans are still running. It doesn't shut the computer down completely. I've never let it carry on when it happens. I've never let it carry on running. I always just whack the reset button on the top and I see reboot. But it doesn't pop up and, sometimes it pops up and says Windows is recovering from a serious error or anything like that. I've gone into the Windows logs, the event logs, to try and figure out if there is a very clear and obvious issue or error, and I can't figure out one that's clearly causing it. Or if there is something, it's not saying, it's not just a simple explanation, your CPU's too hot. So yeah, and then I can reboot and I can sometimes run completely uninterrupted for hours. Like my PC was running yesterday at the event from 11 a.m. till about 4 p.m. So it was probably running for 5 hours. Granted, for the first 3, it was just sitting there with the game open, but no one doing anything, and it was FS22 as well. But then as we went to leave, it had done it. It is a RTX 3070. Video card driver is 4 days out of date. There was an update on the 14th. I haven't done it, but it's normally up to date. No, I've had issues with other games too, Mark. PUBG's actually done it. That's another one I know who does it. Hey FSG, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Yesterday was a blast, absolute blast. Went pretty much as well as I could have hoped for. Awesome bunch of people. TRC Tractors, the venue was absolutely amazing. They were just so accommodating, welcoming, supporting. Like I've got some photos and that like literally when I was setting things up yesterday morning, their sales guys in between talking to customers, they were moving all of their tractors in the yard, and they basically had them all in a big horseshoe wrapped around the edge of the yard facing in. They had the front loaders lifted up. It just looked awesome. They were generous with some prizes for some of the boys. In fact, pretty much everyone, all the kids that were there managed to walk away with a new t-shirt. And some of them, like from TRC's point of view, some of them walked away with, bought some toys, like the toys they had there. So they actually made some sales out of it too. Not new tractors as such, but new tractors. In fact, I could say that they sold 4 new tractors yesterday because of my event. It's just they were all only that big. Yeah, the museum we went to was awesome. Like, I've never been to it, and it's such a hidden gem. I was saying to anyone, if you get into the Manawatu, it was well worth it. It doesn't take a long time to do, but just its history and explanation of what happened in New Zealand, and even right at the end, the collection of John Deere tractors, there would be 10 to 15 1940s to 1980s John Deere tractors in there that are all in pristine operating condition. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, I'll definitely tell you some more about it. And hopefully I'm recorded enough video to make a little five minute video about it all, and yeah, just show off what we did. Mini tornado woke up way too early. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, well you go get some shuttle, Yora. Thanks for hanging out, mate. Good to see you. So yeah, no, it was good, and definitely, yeah, I'll catch you up tonight if we're going to, if you're free for catch up on a bit of farming in Germany. Yeah, it was cool, Elder. It really was. Very cool day. Like the only hiccup I really had is my batteries in my, I didn't have any spare batteries with me for the controllers for the VR were flat, so sort of said people would have a go with FSVR and they couldn't. But other than that, worked a treat. Managed to link into Kermit's computer in Chicago and play some Highlands fishing, which was cool. That was a nice little surprise for some people. Have a chance to have a look around some of the new features on that, which is cool. And everyone walked away with their little commemorative coins. So that was cool. That was cool. It was hard, not hard work. It was mentally exhausting. I was shattered last night. Literally, I was in bed by 10:30, but which is unheard of for me. Very early. I was sitting at my PC and kind of like just struggling to keep my eyes open. Like, no, I need to go to bed. Come on, cup of row. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Hello there, Farmer Groot. How you doing? Good to see you, mate. A world first cultivator event too. Yeah, I was just saying that to them. I need to share some of it. I'm going to write a little bit of a post and sort of summarize it all as well. Share my learnings and that with the rest of the cultivators, so help make that whole program a whole lot better. Oops. Be cool if it was. When using AI made a photo of our characters in an upcoming book coming out soon. You have to post it. Yeah, for sure, cool. Love to see it. That's cool. AI is scary. Although I saw there's a post doing the rounds on X of some incident going on in a South American country. A woman videoing through her lines of some guys shooting up the house over the road with like full-on automatic weapons, and someone asks Grook what's going on here, and it gives the most bizarre explanation of what is happening. What's Hanson doing? Just driving around the field. I think someone said there was a whole lot of AD lines in here. Maybe he's getting rid of those. Look. Yep. Yep. Cleaning up the AD. I'm doing good, Farmer Groot, thank you. This is the most detailed map you've played on as far as non-American maps. Yeah, Briscoe's done a great job. He really did. He was in chat a little bit earlier, but it is a fantastic map. I think there's different, if you start talking about maps, there's different levels of detail. So this is quite a, I'd describe this as a detailed map, but it's got big fields. You get into some of the European maps, which have a lot smaller fields. They feel more detailed, but I think that's because the detail's so close to you on either side. So I think if you compared them, you know, if you took 10 meters of road and compared it between 10 meters of road on another map, that'd be very similar, but it's just the amount of detail you can see. Quite crazy. But yeah, this one's pretty cool. Very cool. Your blue alien twins that are the tank crew for the main character. Nice one, cool. Hard case. How's your weekend been, FSG? Busy as always? Oh, I got someone in here, must be rolling as well. How did I just do a full lap and completely miss that bit again? Nice quiet day today for a change, nice one. Nice one. I'll need to, looking forward to actually, because it's Formula 1 this weekend is a fantastic time for us. I got up a little bit early this morning, watched the sprint race, and looking forward to qualifying, what, in an hour's time, am I right? And then the race is at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, so I'm not really going to be able to watch that. I'll be able to watch the start, the first 15 minutes before I have to go to take the boys to school and get to work. Actually, well, I might be able to watch them more because I think I'm at home with one of the boys off for the day. Figure that out anyhow. But yeah, it's a good time for us this weekend. Have I seen the Tillamook map yet? I haven't. That area is only a few hours from you, and I drove that old white Freightliner Horn to feed the cows there. No, I haven't. Is that a Mod Hub map or is it somewhere else? Cool. So I have seen that. What I can tell you I do have is a copy of Aussie Modding Corp's 16x map that they're hoping to release on the 1st of November, which is now with their testers. So I've had a very quick look around that. I hadn't had a chance with everything else going on in the last week to take a proper look at it, but it is a big map. You can get 16x maps which don't feel big, like Western Australia 16x didn't feel big, or the Western Australia No Man's Land, the Australian No Man's Land didn't feel big to me, but this one, because it's got lots of fields and farms and as well as some build your own areas, this map feels big. And if it performs well, I could see it being a real star for a multi-farm server map. So I'm going to try and do a little bit of a look around that sometime this week. Share that with you all. Very good. Saw a pop-up on it on here, not sure where it was. Oh, okay. I'll have to have a little bit of a look-see. Fans are getting loud. Be prepared. If I disappear, I'm going to say goodbye to you all now. Thanks for hanging out with me. Hopefully that's not going to happen though. Thought I had felt an ominous presence over my shoulder. Just handsome. No more beet field with normal harvesters. It's the only way to do beets with normal harvesters. Corp, none of this cheaty big stuff. We actually had a sugar beet lifter being loaded onto the truck outside our house the other morning. One of the contractors down the roads had one that they used to use for fodder beet, but I think it's been sitting in a shed for the last couple of years and not really been used. So it might be off to greener pastures to be used somewhere else. Maybe they'd sold it or something. A bit of equipment, that's for sure. Why are you just going straight? Completely ignored the fact that there was a horse to follow. Right. Things have quieted down. We must be safe. Hey. All right. So we're going to ignore the fact Ben's using a 9RX over there. It's a contract. We don't own that tractor for the farm. He took on a contract and borrowed it. So he's running the 9RX with our plough. Ooh, I don't know. Tidy that up. Twin's still driving flatbeds here to chain up for snow already. What time of year is it? October, snow already. Must be early snow in the States, is it? Ben's in the same field rolling, is he? Who's in the 9R? No one's in a 9R. Ah, have you got that on a worker? Oh no, Big H is over there. Ah. Alright, fair enough. I won't blame Ben then. Big H is over there in the 9R. I did see you drive in that though, didn't I? You did have that earlier. I'm not mistaken. go back and review the footage. Maybe. Thank you, just for my insanity. I really don't mind. Hanson's doing the lime. He's doing things in the right order, unlike I am. Alright, should we see if we can break the computer? Alright, there we go, we're alright. Even the textures on the images all look alright today. Change field of view just a touch. See a bit more. Being from a different country, not the States, do you see a lot of John Deere tractors or harvesters? Heaps of John Deere tractors. John Deere would have been the biggest brand in New Zealand. Particularly in that sort of 6 series size tractor. And still is. That's what my family have had for many a year now. But certainly more and more starting to see the Fence and Valtras, particularly in the contractor market. So it was interesting talking yesterday to the TRC tractor people who are the local Fence, Valtra, Massey dealers, how attractive to contractors the Valtras and Fence are because of the gearbox. They're fully suspended front axles as well, but they can run it 50-60 kilometers on the road. So when you're running a silage trailer back and forth between a farm and a silage bunker, being able to run at 50 or 60 k's on the road is a big advantage. Spending less time getting between jobs as you are in the field. So, but yeah, still lots of John Deeres. It should be quite interesting to see if there was a record on them. I don't know. Same happening in the UK too, yeah. It was interesting, again, talking like, Fendt, Valtra, Massey are pretty much all the same engine. So from a horsepower and that sort of thing. But then you've got, you go Massey, Valtra, Fendt in terms of your hierarchical price structure. And there's just the subtle differences. It's kind of like going from I made the comparison to Toyota or Lexus. They're the same parent company, but slightly different features in the brand. So yeah, so it's kind of interesting just talking about those kind of things. Like the market's probably a little bit different in New Zealand. So the dealer here had pre-purchased a whole lot of Valtras and sell them as they're spec'd, whereas probably you find, because you're closer to factories and that in Europe and the UK, in the States, it's easier for customers to buy through dealers direct from the factory with a custom spec'd tractor. So they still do it here, and they had a black Valtra, which was black rims, it was black everything, which I didn't get to see. Some of the guys did. But that was a factory. Oh, we're out of fertilizer. Go and fill up. That was a factory spec'd one, but it was a 7 month from factory to farm in New Zealand. So yeah, every tractor on this line in Deutz was bespoke. I think Fendt was the same too. I think the difference is whether the customer's a farmer or a dealership. So like in New Zealand, the dealer might order bespoke tractors with different features and then have to on-sell them to a farmer. So they're kind of trying to judge their market. Right, what do we have to fill up from? We have a resupply, bulk, wide, in the jiggy somewhere. Oh. Hey, Chris, where's that tractor come from? We always had a Deutz with Jules. There we go, lizard. The old lizard will do. Imagine that on farms. Everyone trusts a lizard. Ah, not that one. Unload the seed. No. Fat fingers. Seen lots of class in Pacific Northwest, are you? Cool. Interesting. Oh, I need to unfold it, do I? Yeah. That's going to be a bit awkward. That's why when I use the command to open, here we go. Why can I not change to fertilizer? It's one of those ones with the offset trigger. Right, we'll top up with seeds. Can we now do fertilizer? Yeah, that's annoying. Need to be full of seed before you can fill up with fertilizer. Exactly how it works in real life. Alright, let's get back out there. Oh, Hanson's got the wild. Lines going on there. We need it with a proper patchwork by the time he's finished. Alright. Back into it. So we'll carry on, we'll get this field finished, get it all seeded. As long as the computer doesn't crash in that time. Then it'll be time for a bit of breakfast and some Formula 1 qualifying. And I think the boys are quite keen to go mountain biking, so we might see about going out and doing that. If these old legs will handle it. Yeah, I can keep up with those two little whippets. Get some stuff done like coffee and other adulting stuff. Yeah, Corp. Good to see you, mate. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you being here. Catch up again soon. I thought. So I just caught it. Looked down there and wondered what was going on. Here we go. It's gonna be the weirdest pattern of lime that you're ever gonna see in a field. Don't wear bib shorts when I ride the bike. Why not? Chinook. I like my bibs, they're comfy. No, definitely don't wear bibs on the mountain bike. Got padded cycling pants for that. Keep my posterior comfortable. And say though, bibs on the road bike. No waistband or anything. Waistbands can get uncomfortable if you're riding for too long. Anyhow, what an entrance into a stream telling me not to wear bib shorts. How are you, mate? Not turning tight enough then. With a lovely stepped pattern as we go. It was kids, mate. It's alright, they grow out of it. I promise you that. Get to the point where you wonder if they're actually going to wake up or not. Well, just teenagers sleeping in, that's what I mean. Fans are fanning. Fans are fanning. All right. Well, we've survived further through than I thought we might. One stage I thought we were really in the poo. Be nice if the roller took the lime texture away, wouldn't it? Alright. That's where we've planted. Planted there. Alright. Yep, we can jump back into cab for a bit. Let's talk about replacing these doits on the farm. There we go. So I don't know what we're going to put in the other field. There's a plan for that too. Double down on canola. There's a big chunk of harvesting at one stage. Must be getting close to being outdated on soil data here, I'm guessing. That's why it's getting so dark. And those fresh green tones. That green there does not match that green there. So we're going to have a field of potatoes there. It's going to be ready to harvest soon. And runs down the bottom there. Might even be time, just thinking about what we own. We have a loan. 448, so loan's still there. That's slowly going down. Actually afford to pay the loan off. We've probably got a whole lot of stuff on it. Oh no, not too bad on the high purchased equipment. Potato harvester and a tractor. We will go through and clear some of that debt at some stage. Need oil for the chips. Yeah, the chips, so the oil factory's up and running. I think we've already got, there's already 4,000 litres of canola oil there. And we've actually got a lot of canola in stock as well. But I figured we'd plant canola, then we can make sure we can keep that ticking over. Yeah, and then we're going to have to actually get the crisp factory as well, the potato factory set up. It'll be what we'll do with the next one, which is the potato factory. What's it? Watch my tractor, potato processing, 360,000. Oh. I didn't click. What? I didn't click. No way. How? I clicked escape. Right, my suggestion right now is we're going to stop work and we're going to roll back a save. Or we delete that. No! I didn't click place. At no point did I click place. I mean, I must have. Alright. Well, I think, I don't know, what's the consensus? Do we roll back a save to get rid of that? Or do we landscape it out and put our money back where it was before? Everyone's coming to have a look. Everyone's coming to have a look. Oh goodness. Is that I think that's a Argsy stop farming moment, that is. Keep it. We're not keeping a sugar mill in the middle of our field, Mark. We're not keeping a sugar mill in the middle of the field. Right. Oh, I'm going to pause. I'm not going to plant anymore because I think we need to roll back. Don't know when the last save might have been. As a reminder of Argsy's fat fingers. Oh my goodness. Okay. It hasn't actually This is, I did manage to pick a pretty flat part of the field to do it in. Hanson's restarting already. Well, that answered that question for us, didn't it? He's not even going to say anything. He's just, I'm restarting. Oh, goodness. All right. Well, I think on that note, it's 9:15 and I need to go have some breakfast and get started with the day. So thanks everyone who's hung out today. It's been a blast. Thank you for being patient through the restarts and the computer crashes and things like that. And thank you all very much for the advice and suggestions on what I should do to see if I can get that rectified. I'll pull it out. I'll run through some things and see if I can figure out what the issue is. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there'll be something very simple, something easy to figure out. It could be even when I've unplugged one of the fans at some stage, I've plugged the points back in the wrong way, or so I don't know if you can even do that and it's running the wrong direction. I don't know. It could be as simple as that, but yeah, we'll see where we end up. But it was very, very naughty. It was. Whoops. Hopefully we don't have to go back too far. Not sure what the saves are set up on that. Hopefully we haven't lost too much. Funny ending to the stream. Was not the ending I expected. That was a Yoss type ending to a stream, to be honest, just randomly building stuff inappropriately. But serves me right for trying to do and look at the potato as we were driving. Anyhow, there we go. Can't do that. Can't plug them in the wrong way. I didn't think you'd be able to. I know I'd unplugged one of them at one stage, but yeah, I didn't think you'd be able to. But anyhow, thanks everyone. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. Next weekend, I won't be live on the weekend. We are going to be away. And then the following weekend, hopefully, we might be able to do a Highlands fishing live stream if we have early access to that. Fingers crossed, that's normally what happens the weekend before a release. But we'll just wait and see what Giants' plans are for there. We haven't had any comms to the contrary, so wait and see about that. But yeah, but no live stream next week. We'll definitely be live on Wednesday night as per normal, so tune in for that. And otherwise, hopefully get back to doing some videos of Ray County with FSG and map tour of Nulla Creek. Is that Nulla Farms? Can't remember what it's called. Nulla? Something like that. Anyhow, Aussie Modding Corp's big 16x Aussie map, so keep an eye out for that one. Anyhow, thank you very much for hanging out with me this evening, this afternoon, this morning, whatever it is, wherever you are, and enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. We'll see you again soon. Bye.